Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Psych Talk. Today I will talk about family therapy and family systems theory. So let's get into it. Family systems theory was pioneered by a psychiatrist named Dr. Murray Bowen. And it all started because of, in simple words, schizophrenia. He came to the conclusion that mental illnesses and mental disorders like schizophrenia were not because of the individual, but because of the family unit. Basically, it was a result and a symptom of the dysfunction of the family. I'll give you an example to understand this better. So, in the book Family Therapy by Goldenberg and Stanton, they give this example. So, there was this child who was experiencing symptoms of schizophrenia. He was in an institution and he was doing very well. And then the mother came to visit. And guess what? All the symptoms came back. And the reason why it's because of the obviously dysfunctional patterns of the family. But in that case, what happened was that when the mother came to visit the child was super happy to see her and started hugging her. But the body language of the mother was very stiff, very cold. And so the child obviously withdrew, and his gut feeling was sensing, or he was sensing, that she didn't want to be hugged. And then the mother told him, "Oh, why are you not hugging me? Don't you love me?" And so you see how contradictory that was. The words did not match the body language or the message that the mother was sending him through her body language. And you can see how confusing this might be for the child. And so, what is schizophrenia? Schizophrenia is when you lose touch with reality. And obviously, if you have people around you who constantly deny what you're feeling or gaslight you and etc., of course you don't know what reality is anymore, and you don't trust yourself. And of course, eventually you will develop some sort of mental illness. And so he believed that individual therapy can help an individual make changes, but once that individual is put back in the family system, all the symptoms will come back. And so he believed that family therapy is actually more efficient, quote unquote, in helping the individual stay symptom free. One thing you will notice is that parents sometimes they send their child to therapy because they think that the child is the problem. And so they will tell the therapist, "Oh, just, fix my child or figure out what is going on with her or him." But in reality, the problem is not the child. The problem is the parents. And so in that case, family therapy will be so much better than individual therapy because the child is only expressing the symptoms of the dysfunction of the family. So everything that is wrong in the family is expressed through the child. So you will know when a family is very problematic because of how the children behave and how they're expressing the symptoms. And so let's say a family comes to you as a therapist, and in the first session, they will pretty much give you an identified patient. So they will say, "Yeah, we're here because my daughter, she's rebellious. She hangs hangs out all night with her friends, and she doesn't call us. So she's just a mess," right? And so they think that the problem is within the individual, but they haven't realized that the problem might be actually maybe in the marital relationship. So let's say the husband and the wife are very distant and disengaged to one another, and basically their love life is kind of dead. The children, they pick up on that. They know what's going on and they will express that. But once the parents resolve their marital issues, then the child can get better. And what will happen often is triangulation. So, what is triangulation? Triangulation is when there is a dyad, let's say mother and father, and a third person is brought into the dyad. So there is this triangulation. So let's say the mother and the father, every time they fight, the child starts crying. And the reason why the child starts crying is because he or she wants the parents to stop arguing and fighting. The problem with that is that every time there is this emergence of the conflict doesn't ever meet resolution because the child starts crying. And so there's this triangulation where the issue never gets resolved because the parents cannot get to the issue because the child starts crying, and then mother or father will attend to the child. And this will happen over and over and over again. Whenever the parents starts fighting, the child will cry, the issue will never get resolved, and the parents just attend to the child. And one thing you will notice with families is that once an individual in the family changes, the other people in the family change as well. Because what one person does will affect all the members of the family. If one person in the family is depressed, that will influence everybody else in the family. If one person starts doing better, that will also influence all the members of the family. And so again, the problem is never the child, but it's the dysfunctional patterns that are within the family that are causing the child to exhibit these symptoms. And so Bowen and many other therapists or psychiatrists, believe that the root cause of mental illnesses is not actually a combination. I mean, of course, a combination of genetic and environment, but they believe that it stems from the family system. And the person with the mental disorder is just literally exhibiting the symptoms or what is going wrong within the family. And so, yeah, this was just a quick summary of what family therapy is, and how it started, and why therapists believe that family therapy is actually more beneficial than individual therapy. Because once the individual is put back to the family environment, then all the symptoms will emerge again. And so, thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to our channel. We also have YouTube and Spotify. Follow us in there. Pull like if you like this video, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.